Hey guys, Tom Cosm here. This is my part in the Collab Alliance. If you're not sure what that is, check out the description below. First thing I want to do is apologize for how late this video is. I've been in Europe doing some gigs. I really thought I could complete this while I was on the road, but the whole trip's just been one giant chaotic whirlwind of fuck, and I've had all these things happen. I lost my voice because I got sick. Got stuck in the Czech Republic without a passport, delayed flights, all kinds of things, but I'm literally just back home. I've been traveling for about 50 hours, but I'm like, straight to the studio, got to get this done, because I really don't like to break the flow. All the other guys have done such a good job, and I know there's a lot of people following this series, so I do apologize for how late this is. It's totally my fault, nobody else's. Let's jump right in here and have a look at the wildcards. So KJ Sorka rolled these for me last time. The inclusion factor is producer must use all samples in Bill's ship sample pack, which is going to be fun. The restriction factor is producer is unable to use any samples only synthesis, which is going to make this one really interesting, but I've got some pretty good ideas on how we can do this. And the silliness factor is producer must dance when there's no music but be still when there is. So that's kind of what I'm trying to pull off now, and I'm going to think this is going to be the hardest one to do. But anyway, over to the fourth wildcard, which is suggested by the internet. Kion Music Official says Tom must be sucking on at least 2 lollipops at all times during the video except when he's talking. He must put them back in when he's not talking. If a lollipop runs out, he must have a steady supply and keep putting them in his mouth. So that's the whole reason for the lollipops, and that's also going to be an interesting factor as well. First thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to play through the whole track as it is currently, and I'm going to add a few location points as we go. I haven't actually listened to it that much since Sorka did some amazing drumming, so yeah, let's just have a quick listen through it as we go. Ready? Well, start. Oh, fuck it. Start from the start. Not dancing is the hardest part. I thought it would be dancing. Okay, I think that's the end, because this part here is already located. Oh, that's sticky. It says 7/4 external drum stuff, one shots. So I'm guessing this is just a pool of stuff that we can use in future productions. Very good, should be dancing. What I'm going to do, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the master and I'm going to create a quick Max for Live patch that reminds me to dance, because I can see myself really forgetting this. So I'm going to create a new patch here, open it up. This will be the only Max for Live stuff I do. What did that say? Expected 64-bit, 32-bit. Okay, so we're in 32-bit Ableton. So give me a second. Okay, my apologies about that. I had the 32-bit version of Ableton open when I needed 64. So now I'm going to open up this Max for Live device. And what I'm going to do here is make a device that reminds me to dance like this, because I just forgot again, when there's silence. So I'm simply going to add a meter here, or we'll go for the RMS level meter. I'm going to attach the audio into the plugin just left or right to this guy here, and I'm going to put a message box. So this outputs the decibel level of what's currently playing into the device. So if we go over here and play, and we'll open this up, you can see now we've got this number happening. So it's moving quite fast, which is good. I'm going to stop this, go back into max, and you'll see it idles on negative 120. So I'm going to create a new device called cell, which stands for select, and I'm going to say negative 120. So that means when it receives negative 120, I want it to bang or send a message. I'm also going to add another device called change, which means it doesn't send anything if there's no change. So it's going to continuously send negative 120 if I don't have this change device. Then there's cell 120, and that means this is going to bang when there is silence, which is really good, because I'm going to use that to trigger a sample, which is me saying don't forget to dance. So let's quickly go down to the bottom here, create a new audio track. I'm just going to use the external mic of my computer, built-in microphone 2. Make sure, where's that ins and outs, turn them on. What I am going to do is turn my volume down here, just so we don't get any feedback issues, and let's just hit record and go, don't forget to dance. Very like telling myself off, it's quite cool. Alright, now let's turn this back up and have a listen, see how that sounds. Don't forget to dance. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to make it lower, just a bit scarier.
Don't forget to dance.
A bit higher.
Don't forget to dance.
Very good. Now, if I just render this really quickly, I'll render it to Tom's Go, Collab Alliance, blah, blah, blah. I'll go new folder. That'll do. And we'll call this dance. Now I can go into my folder here, go back one. Here's the sample.
Don't forget to dance.
And I'll go into Max. I will open up my folder. I'm going to drag this in here. And I simply have to send it a message of 1. So 1 just means play in this example. And then I also need to create another plug out, which is the audio out from the Max device. So I'll connect the left and right of that sample into a plug out. So now if I play it here.
Don't forget to dance.
Very good. And in theory, that means if I play stuff here.
Don't forget to dance.
Okay, that did work. So. No dancing. Stop.
Don't forget to dance.
There we go. So that's kind of automated now. That's the only Max for Live stuff I'm going to do, by the way. I was going to do a whole Max for Live thing on using these samples, but I don't think it's going to be terribly fascinating. Everyone's been really, really fascinating with what they're doing in their videos, and I've been doing lots of Max for Live stuff, but yeah, it's not that interesting to talk about, so that'll do for that. So let's go ahead and build something really wacky with Bill's samples. First, I'm going to have to check them out. Where are they? Here. Bill's sample pack. So I'm using the shitty ones. I forget who it was, but someone got to use the awesome ones, but my ones are not so good. So let's have a quick listen to what Bill's given me. I'll let you read the descriptions yourself.
When the pimp's in the crib, mom, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like...
Grzegorz Brzęczyszczykiewicz.
Fucking hell, how'd you all fuck that up, cunt?
Oh, I get it, Red Con. Comeback's real.
Boy.
Okay, thanks, Bill. Thank you kindly. So yeah, my thought on this is I have to use these samples, but I'm not allowed to use these samples. There are a lot of some interesting suggestions, such as granular synthesis, using them as wavetables. I'm going to do something similar, but I'm going to try and create a machine that uses the samples as modulation sources and then actually apply them to a synthesizer, which also uses some of the samples as granulative stuff or wavetable stuff, or even I might use Sugarbyte's Factory because it's got that interesting transformer mode which allows you to do some weird stuff with static samples but sound nothing like them. So that's kind of the best I've got at the moment. But let's go ahead and build the device. What I'm going to do is create we've already got 2 and I think there's 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'll just call these shit. I should be sucking on the lollipops right now. This is going to be really hard. Sorry if I fuck it up, guys. It's not the most important part of the video, but I thought I could do it. Okay, so we've got shit and lots of it. Let's go and grab those samples and we'll drag them into the first shit, which is here. The whole concept that I want to pull off here is take these samples, make sure they're all unwarped, slow them down ridiculously, slow them down so slow that we've got, when we hit play, the playhead just follows along with the waveform really slow, and then turn those into an LFO basically, and then we can assign those to various things within an actual synthesizer, and we're gonna make some really crazy textural sound design type thing here, I believe, and then we'll figure out where to put it into the track. Okay, so let's just listen to this one for a start. Very good. I'm going to bring it down to negative 48. So it's already really slow, but it's not good enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Command J to consolidate it. That's going to take a little while. Actually, we don't need to use the whole thing. That's a waste of time. Let's just use 32 bars, Command J there, so it's a bit quicker for us. Should be dancing. Did that work? Oh, it's because I've got the track soloed.
Don't forget to dance.
Alright, so I'm going to bring it down even slower, like so negative 48. If we zoom in and have a look here,
Don't forget to
turn
dance.
off warping as well.
Don't forget to dance.
Okay. So play, and we can see that the playhead is following along. It might even be,
Forget to dance.
it could be faster, even slower. So, holy shit, look at that. So I'm gonna delete it here, and I'm gonna make this even, consolidate it again. I'm going to stick to 32 bars because this is going to take ages, this whole concept. So let's go here, consolidate, Command J. If you're not sure what consolidation does, it basically just kind of resamples or re-renders the actual sample. Because I can only go down to negative 48. I have to do this like 3 or 4 times. So very good. So that's really, really slow now. So as we can see, we've got this kind of LFO moving. It's all whack on both sides of the channels, and probably DC offset is crazy fuck. But now what we can do is if we go ahead and chuck in a Max for Live device, we'll use the envelope follower. So an envelope follower takes a current audio signal of a track and then generates a curve based on the audio signal it's receiving, and that curve can be then assigned to a parameter within Ableton Live. So, okay, let's group all these shit ones together, group them together, and I'm going to mute that. So these ones aren't actually going to play audio. So now we have a look. We've now got this kind of interesting custom LFO based off this really, I believe it's someone doing diarrhea, which is fantastic. Thanks a lot, Bill. So this is kind of moving. That's really good. What I'm also going to do is introduce a multi-map, and I'll put that after it, like that. And I'll map the multi-map to the input of that. So that basically splits our weird custom LFO into 8 different mappable things. So we can map it to 8 different things within Live now. So that's good. You can see the input moving up in an LFO. It's kind of nice and bouncy in a way. It's kind of cool. I'm not supposed to be dancing now. Now I am.
Don't forget to dance.
Okay, that's very good. So I'm going to do that with... We'll do it with 5 of these guys. So again, here's this one, negative 48, 32 bars, consolidate. It's going to take a while. Okay, so I just fast forwarded that. I realized that was going to take about 10 minutes to actually set up, and you guys got the idea already. So if we look now on these, I did it for 7, on these 7 tracks. If I hit play, you'll see that the envelope follower is following along with these really, really slow kind of LFO type things. It's worth noting it's really, really stuttery because I've got more than one playing at the same time, but it's not going to affect the actual smoothness of the LFO shape. As you can see here in the percent slider, it's going nice and fast. So, done that 7 times. One thing I'm going to do is go into this max patch. It's quiet and only on the left. I'm going to add a multiplier, so times tilde, we'll go 5, and then I'm just going to feed a mono out of this, or the left-hand side, and feed it into both the left and the right. So that's just going to amplify the signal a lot because the recording was quite quiet.
Don't forget to dance.
There we go, much better. Okay, so what are we going to do with these weird modulation things that we've done? I'm going to keep these 3 samples as they are for now. I'm going to go up to my group track here. We'll call this modulation shit. And I'm going to create a new MIDI track here. And I think I am going to use Sugar Bytes Factory. I really like it as a synth, and it's also got some interesting stuff to do with samples. So where are we here? Sugar Bytes. We'll load up a factory instance. And here it is here. We've got a basic default patch. All good. Now let's go. Okay, don't forget to dance. And what samples haven't we used? We've got Australian CSGO at halftime. What is this one called? Sick Dubstep Bass and Castlevania Melody. What I'll do first is let's go into the factory, open it up. We've got 2 oscillators, OSC1 and OSC2. Bring them up to equal levels. Actually, I'll bring OSC2 down for now. I'm going to use this mode here. So it's got a bunch of wavetable modes, but I'm going to use transformer mode, which allows you to load your own sample into it, and then you can pick a position in a format, and it's kind of like a wavetable type thing. It chops it up into individual loops, and then you can actually play actual notes using any kind of samples. So let's just go ahead, Tom's Go, Bill's sample pack, shitty samples, and I'll use the Castlevania one because that had something slightly melodic in it. So I'm going to choose that, and you can see the waveform there. It's loaded it up. Now if I just play a note,
Don't forget to dance.
I'm just going to keep playing a note so I don't have to dance. And I should do the lollipop thing. I'm not too sure how accurately I can do the lollipop thing. Sorry guys, it's I talk a lot and it's just going to be blah, blah, blah. So oh god, someone's going to screen grab that, I'm sure. All right, so let's play a note and move the position. Okay, so we can kind of move through the position of the sample, but we also have a format shift. Let's play a low note.
Don't forget to dance.
This is kind of granular synthesis in a way. Okay, let's load up another one.
Don't forget to dance.
We have, what one didn't we use? Let's do Austin's Sick, what is it? Sick Dubstep Bass or whatever that one was. So I'm going to pick a transformer for this synth as well. We'll click here and we'll load up Tom's Go. What one was it? Austin's Sick Dubstep Bass. Very good. So I'll bring oscillator 1 down, bring oscillator 2 up, and same deal for this one. If I bring the position up, okay.
Don't forget to dance.
So we've got a format and a position for both of these. I can see those 2 things, AB and AB, being really interesting things to assign from those modulation sources that we had before. And we had 7, didn't we? So what I'm going to do, close down the factory just for now. I'm going to group it into a audio rack, and we've got our 8 macros here. Now I'm going to map those 8 macros to various things from within these guys. So let me just do that quickly. I might fast forward here as well. So over on our multi-map, we click on map on number 1, go back to our instrument rack, and we'll click macro 1 here. So that should be done. And you can see it moving up and down. So very quick fast forward here while I map all of these guys. Okay, so now I've mapped each one of these 7 multi-maps to various things within this macro. And the reason I use the multi-maps as well is because you'll notice the multi-maps have a minimum and a maximum value. So we can change things in the envelope follower, such as rise and fall, kind of attack and release. But by attaching it to a multi-map, we also have the ability to specify a percentage of the parameter that it is controlling. So going back to our instrument rack with our factory, if I hit play, you can see all the macro is moving. It's actually quite beautiful, I think. So with that,
Don't forget to dance.
we've got a kind of a some kind of weird shit happening, and now we can kind of attach parameters of this factory synth, which is also using 2 of those shit samples to those macros to see what happens. So, as I said before, those A-B parameters, or the format and the position of oscillator 1 and oscillator 2, they were quite drastic and probably quite important things to play with due to that they control aspects of the transformer module of the samples. So what I'm going to do is hit configure in the plugin here. I'm going to click on format, click on position, click on format, and click on position. Now I'm going to close that down. So those will be our first 4, and I'm going to go into the map mode of my instrument rack. I'm going to click on OSC1A, map it to the first macro, B to the second, 2A to the third, and 2B to the fourth. I'm also going to go up to shit 1, which is controlling both macro 1 and macro 2, and let's change the minimum to 100% and the maximum to 0, just so macro 1 and macro 2 aren't doing the same thing. So now let's have a look. Now you can see that this is moving these guys, and if we go into configure, we've got all of this crazy stuff happening here. So I think what I need to do now is put don't forget to dance, is to put in a note. So why aren't you letting me put in a note? It's interesting. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to add in a note. We'll make it just 16 beats or bars long. I'll make a lowish note.
Don't forget to dance.
Yep. And what I'm going to do is solo this for now. So let's just play this and see how it sounds.
Don't forget to dance. Don't forget to dance.
I need to bring up
Don't
oscillator
forget
1
to
as well.
dance.
Okay, not so
Don't
good so far.
forget
Let's
to
put a
dance.
spring reverb on it for starters and turn that up. Let's play a higher note. Let's write in a little kind of melody type thing. So let's go...
Don't forget to dance.
Fuck, this is hard. This restriction shit. Whose idea was this? Okay, that'll do for a little melody. Whoops. So what's happening is that position knob that was happening when it's moving the position of both OS1 and OS2 is really quite too much. So we're getting a lot of artifacts, a lot of skippiness going
Don't
on.
forget to dance.
And I believe it's macro 2 and macro 4. So what I'm going to do is bring the minimum and maximum up so that it just changes a little bit. And we'll do the same on macro 4, which is this one here. So we'll bring that up here.
Don't forget to dance.
Very good. Let's open it up and have a look now. So you can see OSC1 and OSC2, both the positions are moving a lot less now, and that's creating less kind of, there's lots of clicks and pops, and I imagine they happen zero crossing kind of bullshit. So very good. I'm going to bring all this down an octave. Let's loop this area here. Okay, what else can we play with in the factory? So let's open it up, have a look. So we've got a cutoff filter, that's always a good place to start. What I'll do is I'll turn it into a low pass, high pass. Bit of resonance. Okay, that's a good one. So let's go configure and we'll click on the cutoff. So that now becomes something mappable within Ableton Live. And we'll map that to macro 5. So click on the cutoff filter, macro 5, and turn off mapping. Maybe macro 6 would be a better option because it seems to be a bit more active. So we'll unmap it from that and we'll map it to 6. So let's open it up again. Less resonance. Give it some drive. Let's bring the tuning down like -24 on both of these just to see what it sounds like. I always gravitate towards bass sounds, but it's because they're cool.
Don't forget to dance.
Wow. So I'm just playing with the spring reverb. I'm giving it 100% wet at the moment. Bring the tail down. I can see that color being a fun one to play with. So I wonder if that is configurable. Let's try it. Yes, it is. So I mapped the color parameter of FX1. So we'll assign that to macro 7. That size, I like the size, playing with the size of the spring reverb because it kind of changes the pitch very slightly. So what I'll do as well is I'll change the size
To dance.
of that, and we'll map that to macro. we'll map it to 5. Excuse me. Okay, let's put the tuning back on 0. Let's change the low pass to a, we'll change it to a 2-pole instead. Okay, we should do something practical with it now. It doesn't sound that incredible at this stage, but
Don't forget to dance.
you know, it's all fun and games. Okay, so jumping ahead and to do something a bit practical here, I'm going to select everything here that I've done in these shit things and also the synth, which I'll rename it in a minute. I'm going to cut it, and where's a good place we can chuck this? What I was thinking when I was playing it was the solo, where are we here? Solo out part here. So I'm going to paste it here because it's kind of like the solo out part is leading up into this this kind of 7/8 part. Okay, very good. So what I'm going to do is get rid of everything at this 7/8 drop, 7/4 drop.
Don't forget to dance.
I didn't. So we'll get rid of that. Zoom out a bit. Just get rid of all these other parts here. And I think I will change the mappings to the reverb size and tail and stuff because it's a bit crazy. Let's find out what key we're in first. So I'm going to go in here, go into my mapping. We'll unmap the FX Perimeter 1. We'll unmap these guys for now because that was just a bit too nuts. And what I'll do is I'll get rid of all the notes that I've made because I don't actually know what key this is in either. So let's just play this.
Don't forget to dance.
I believe that's the right key. Let me just mute that track.
Don't forget to dance. Don't forget to dance.
Very good. I
forget to
will
dance.
consolidate this MIDI clip. Man, having my own voice tell me off constantly is quite stressful. I'm not sure I like it or not. I think there's a word for that. Anyway. Okay, we'll put this back
Don't
on mute.
forget
So
to dance.
I'm basically going to create a bit of a build-up here. I'm going to use this weird sound just as a kind of effect.
Don't
The
forget
restrictions
to
have made it
dance.
quite difficult for me to like power through and do something really, really awesome. But I think this is kind of interesting. I hope it is for you guys. So let's use this as a build-up to the 7/4 area. So... And I believe it kind of goes up a semitone or a tone here. So what we'll do is we'll do a pitch bend up like that. And we'll make it smooth. So it kind of comes up and then down. And I think it is a semitone, so I need to go into factory, go into my articulation area, change
Don't
the
forget
bender,
to dance.
change the bender to 1 and -1. Hopefully that should sound a bit better. What I might do is instead of +1 and -1, we'll make it +12 and -12.
Don't forget to dance.
And I'll just change the note because I want to have a nice big build up there. And we'll use pitch because it's a nice easy way to do such of a thing. And we'll also use some other stuff. Get rid of all this modulation stuff. Apart from the end, we need to go in here,
Don't forget to dance.
go into our notes. So we have an E. Why is it not playing? And what I can do to get that nice little, to go along with the kind of pitch bend in that solo
Don't forget to dance.
is just drag the note out a little bit for each of these guys. Don't you crash on me, you bitch. Don't you crash. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to save it. And I'm going to select this, and this. Drag it out a little bit. And now that means we can go into our factory. And if we go into the articulation area, we can give it some glide. Which isn't doing anything. Why not? Oh, it is. I'm just listening to the wrong track, so let's solo that.
Don't forget to dance.
So I guess I need to make it monophonic, so I'm just using this unisolo parameter here. It's the quickest way to do this right now. And I've turned on this chromatic step thing. I don't want it, but it's an interesting little feature that slides in chromatic notes rather than just a kind of a pitch bend.
Don't forget to dance.
We need to put a little pitch bend point here. And we're just going to loop that area for now, and we'll just play with this kind of little phrase.
Don't forget to dance.
Play with the actual synth sound a little bit. Make sure to turn looping on. Let's give it a chorus. And we'll give it another reverb just to take the edge off. I'll use a white verb. So what I might do here is that size parameter, which is this guy. No, is it this guy? Yeah, so what I'll do is in that build-up, which is just say from here to the 7/8, is I'll have that coming down. So let's have a listen to that.
Don't forget to dance.
I'm not getting anything from that oscillator 1, which I'm not sure why, so let's figure that out. Yeah, it's just quiet, so I'll bring oscillator 2 down and I'll bring the master volume up. Let's try a comb filter instead. Getting there. Let's bring this back a bit so that it reaches the peak of its pitch bend before the actual drop part. Is there any bass playing here?
Don't forget to dance.
Doesn't sound like it. So let's
Don't forget to dance.
let's make this down 2 octaves and have a listen.
Don't forget to dance.
What are we at? 44 minutes, sweet. I'm just going to bring the both the reverb dry-wet values down for now. Comb filter's not working for me.
Don't forget to dance.
And we'll give it some sub.
Don't forget to dance.
And we'll make the sub, you can choose where the sub oscillator comes from, whether it's 1 or 2.
Don't forget
We'll make
to
it
dance.
oscillator 1, because oscillator 1 is 12 semitones higher than Oscillator 2, and that note sounded way too low. What I might do is I might attach the cutoff filter to macro 8, because you can see macro 8 is really working quite hard. So we'll close that down, go into our mappings, filter cutoff is here, unmap it, map it to 8. That's pretty cool. We need to find what one of these modulation pieces of shit map to 8. Which is that there. So what I'm going to do is bring the minimum value up to, say, 30 or so. That just means it'll never close that filter down beyond 30%. So it won't completely cut it off. Maybe a bit less. Shit. Okay, pausing. Alright, sorry about that. Ran out of hard drive space while recording the video. It's all fucking happening. It's fantastic. I'm gonna need a holiday after this though. So let's play again. Okay, so we wrote a bass line anyway, or something like that. What I'll do is add a compressor, sidechain it from, where's the kick coming from? Sorka, where'd you put the kick? Holy shit, where did he put the kick? Oh look, kick sidechain. That sounds good. So, audio from kick sidechain. Very good. I'm going to go back into the synth and play with a few things, make it a bit more fat if we can. Solo it. Here's a thought that,
Don't forget to dance.
I don't think I have time, but yeah. Do I have time? No, I don't. I was gonna try and use the sample and hold to regulate the movement of that cutoff filter. But that's going to be a bit too tricky, I think, with the way that I've got things set up. But that would be really cool. Maybe in another video I could do that at some stage. But let's use. We haven't used like any LFOs within the synth yet, so we've got 2 LFOs here. So let's apply them to a few things. Maybe the resonance would be a good thing to attach it to. So we'll pick resonance in our modulation matrix as a destination, and we'll choose LFO 1. So now we can see the resonance moving around. We'll make that quite slow. Don't need any phasing. And it's re-triggering as well.
Don't forget to dance.
Maybe if it attach it to the drive as well, we'll make it negative.
Don't forget to dance.
Let's change the filters.
Don't forget to dance.
Nope.
Don't forget to dance.
Mid boost? I don't even think I've used that one. A Val. Oh, shit. We'll go back to the low pass.
Don't
Maybe an
forget
8
to dance.
pole. Or a 2 pole. We'll go back to that white verb effect here.
Don't forget to dance.
Here's what we can do. Okay, so that, because I like that macro 8 that's making the filter go crazy, but it's a bit too much.
Don't forget to dance.
But what we can actually do is go over to the shit that's controlling it, which is this one here, which is that Prada snare that we're actually proud of. And I can change the rise and the fall of the envelope follower, which is kind of like an attack and a release. So So you can see it's kind of smoothing it out. I don't want it that smooth.
Don't forget to dance.
That's pretty good. It's still a bit screamy.
Don't forget to dance.
Can we bring the drive and resonance right down? No. Fuck it, let's just give it some noise.
Don't forget to dance.
We'll change the...
Don't forget to dance.
We're not using this now, so what we can do is...
forget to dance.
we'll just use the normal EQ8 for that. So, audio effects, EQ8. I'm going to bring this... turn this into a kind of a shelf. High pass. Low pass. I think I like it better when it was moving around faster.
Don't forget to dance.
Ooh, I'm sick of that sound. Okay, just
Don't forget to dance.
for fun, like, I mean, it was a cool concept using the filter cutoff on that, using one of those really slow samples, but I think it's a little bit too much. The concept's cool, and I mean, that's the whole idea of this, is trying out new things and experimenting around. I certainly have learned a lot here, but let's play with the filter. Let's go onto a sequencer
Don't forget to dance.
and actually we'll apply the sequencer 1 to the cutoff. And I'll change the sequencer 1 speed to quarter notes maybe.
Don't forget to dance.
And I'm going to bring it right down. And the cool thing about the sequencer is we can use all these interesting kind of different types of wubs. So let's just copy this shape across to all of them for a start. And we'll just give them some values. And we'll change these ones so you can do things like
Don't forget
2
to
individual
dance.
steps going up. And we can do triplets going down. Don't think we need them going down. And let's do 2 going
Don't forget to
up.
dance.
So we'll use this shape maybe. And then we'll have this one going
Don't
up
forget
and then
to
down.
dance.
So this one kind of allows you to draw your own envelopes, which is pretty neat. And then let's do 4.
Don't forget to dance.
Digga digga. No, digga 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 digga. Make it a triplet instead. Maybe just 2 there. Okay, it's sounding good. So yeah, that idea of having the cutoff filter applied,
Don't forget to dance.
assigned to those things, is cool, but it's not working. I just can't. I'm just like starting to get into like self-harming type thoughts, listening to myself, telling myself off. I actually like that high note there. That was like
Don't forget to
an
dance.
accidental thing because of the way the MIDI mappings work. But let's put that up an octave. Okay, we're at 54 minutes. So finally, I'm supposed to use all of these samples. All we've really done is a bit of a build up here, but I mean, that's kind of good because something that's lacking in this collab so far is structure. I mean, we've got 8 guys, people, just happens to be guys, all working in their own individual bits. We're all trying to show off at the moment. That's kind of what we're doing, which is totally sweet, but yeah, that kind of brings a bit of structural integrity out of the progression of the track. So I guess the build-up's kind of good. And Julian, I think, is who's next. Hopefully you can do a good job at kind of bringing everything together, and which will happen. So I'm going to create another track here. We'll just work on this kind of... Oh, shit. Don't delete my synth. I'll create another synth. I'm going to use the Granular synthesizer thing, which is what most people suggested I do in the Soccer video. So we'll go Granulator. I believe it's in my packs. Max 5 Granulator 2. The Granulator 2, fantastic synth made by Robert Henk. It's made in Max MSP, so you can actually open it up and look at how it works. Cool Granular synthesizer. We haven't used Australian CSGO at halftime. And I believe we can click and drag, which is cool. Okay, we can. So now in here, if I play a note... Okay, so let's create one big long note here.
Don't forget to dance.
Boy, am I getting tired.
Don't forget to dance.
Okay, let's change the grain.
Don't forget to dance.
Very, very small. Okay, so we'll play with that. We'll have that starting and coming down like this. Did I not make that long enough? No, I didn't. Command J, very good. Okay, make that longer. So that's the grain.
Don't forget to dance.
What else could we play with here? The spray could be fun.
Don't forget to dance.
I'll do the spray coming up at the end.
Don't forget to dance.
What if we bring this
Don't
down an
forget
octave?
to dance.
No, I liked it up there. It kind of sounds like a siren. Maybe if we give it
Don't
a
forget to dance.
audio effect, give it a reverb. Put it in high quality mode, turn off the high
Don't
cut,
forget to dance.
short size, short decay. Bit more. And we can change the file position of when those grains start, so maybe that'd be another cool one to bring down.
Don't forget to dance.
Sticky. Maybe not so much. Maybe not have that grain go down all the way. The grain size, I guess. Okay, that'll be good. I'm going to put an auto filter and a high pass before the reverb, and we'll give it some resonance. We'll bring the frequency down to about here, and we'll also bring the resonance down so that it's not so screechy when it gets to the lower end. Alright, I'm going to stop my bit there. That was totally, absolutely crazy.
Don't forget to dance.
And a lot of fun. Very different to what I'm used to doing. Yeah, I don't really know what to say there. I hope I could show you guys some interesting ways to use live and ways that you haven't seen before. It was an idea I've had in my mind, and actually putting it down was quite a lot of fun, especially having all these weird restrictions to do. It is still using samples, but we're not actually playing any of the samples plain out. I guess the closest we came to was that granulated 2. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks a lot. Again, apologise for being late. The next person on the list is, of course, Julian. Now, because we're at the end of our cycle, so he is the 8th person in this thing, there's no rolling necessary because he is lucky last and gets the last series of factors. So here we go. Julian Gray, his inclusion factor is he must use one freeware external synth. His restriction factor is he's unable to touch any of the other producers' work, which in my mind would be a really good one for a bit more of an arrangement type thing. But it's totally up to him. And the silliness factor is he must listen to classical music quietly throughout the entire video. So you know what? I wanted that one. That's the one I wanted. People think I rigged this machine, but I didn't. I would have liked that one. It's a bit easier than being told off by myself. So thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Check out the playlist. Check out all the things and subdoodle whatever the fuck. I'm going to bed. Good night, everyone.